Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob and today I shall be attempting to take this Corgi Toys Whiz Wheels Ford Mustang Mach 1 from shabby to shiny. This one I got in an unboxing video. A kind gentleman sent this in, and straight away when I see it I thought this is beautiful. The scale of it is a larger car, and I just thought the design, the early 70s Mustangs, just beautiful. This one's obviously got some kind of overpaint over it. It's missing a little bit of paint as well on the sides there, as you can see, and it needed a little bit of TLC. I actually really like the outcome of this one. Hopefully you guys do. 2,000 likes, it could be yours. So yeah, pretty quick this Mach 1, as you can see, even across my desk, just shooting there. But yeah, quite a good size, and of course underneath it does read Corgi Toys Whiz Wheels Ford Mustang Mach 1. Nice bit of detail on the base there. 2 rivets, and I have never snapped any of these drill bits before, and I managed to snap one in each end. So this one won't be screwed back together. This will be kind of like glued back together, but to be fair, it looks pretty good. But yeah, opening doors on this one. A little bit of a concern with the windscreen. There's no cracks or deep gouges from it, but yeah, very cloudy and obviously overpainted, but we'll try and figure that out later on. The wheels here, initial intention was to keep them and restore them, and you'll see the fate of that later on. But yeah, nice base there, painted in white, but we'll be polishing that up today. Little rear section there, over painted, so a lot of the details are, you can't, are basically hidden at this point, but we'll clean that up, tidy it up, and put the details back in later. Quite a lot of small individual parts for this car, so trying to get it, work on each piece, make sure that it all dries in time. Quite the challenge, to be fair, but I've enjoyed doing this one. In the interior with the fold down seats, and as you can see, just a little tabs underneath there, and we'll pull these off for cleaning and repainting. Take the dash out there. That's a metal steering wheel, which is very nice. And the window section, yeah, quite heavily gunked up with many years of grime and dirt and overpaint and all sorts on that. The engine cowling, I think that's what it's called, the cowling. We've got a little race number on here. We won't be replacing that, but we'll be cleaning this up and repainting this later on, keeping of course the satin black. This will be repainted in the red colour, not necessarily identical red, but to be honest I don't think it's far off. We'll take the doors out on this one today to paint, make sure that we get all the little nooks and crannies, and thankfully this one, the doors easily come off and they easily went back on again without any fuss or trouble. I had to figure it out, and I wanted to do it off camera because I didn't want to damage anything, but yeah, trust me, it did. They did come out okay. But into the foot-long hot dog jar, boiling water, Obviously this is a larger casting, so more water than usual, and 2 tablespoons of caustic soda. Whenever I do these large castings, it's always a bit of a treat for me to just dunk the spoon there to clean it off. But yeah, quite a reaction, especially on the areas where there's no paint. Yeah, I'd say, what would you say, that's a violent reaction? Certainly a strong reaction there. This caustic solution trying to do its thing, getting underneath the paint, trying to lift it all up from the casting. This almost looks like a strawberry milkshake, good enough to drink. I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, with that to one side, we've got the warm water here, and we've got quite the few pieces to go in. And I kept out these chrome pieces. The original idea was to put it into the caustic solution before putting it down the sink, but I didn't end up doing that. And now this is the windscreen. I would say I have an hour of cleaning and polishing that windscreen to get it to that level. Before obviously dipping it into the pledge solution. It's not perfect. There's still a couple of little remnants of paint, but after an hour I'd had enough, to be fair. And the tiny little remnants you can't see, they're inside the car and blocked by the actual casting itself. It's been so long that this large jar is now cool to the touch. But yeah, as you can see, it's done a pretty good job. 100% paint removal on the base, but we're only looking at around a 98.34% on the main casting and doors here. The remainder, of course, will come off using the tack life and steel wire attachment tools. We got 3 different types. This kind of version is my favourite. And then we'll be using the Vallejo matte black primer. Obviously I've spent now perhaps 20 minutes or so polishing up this casting along with the doors. And this is the stuff that Danny from Danny's Diecast Disasters recommended, and it really is some good stuff. Depending on the colours that I use and paint will depend on the primer that I use. I use the white primer, of course, from the Tamiya, the fine surface primer. But yeah, this one, I'll be using the Revel email colour enamel in red, and I just felt that the black primer on this occasion would be the right way to go. And as Danny told me, this really does dry super fast, and lovely and smooth too. So perhaps it's been 10 minutes. We're ready to go with this paint. Perhaps thinned it out a little bit too much on this first run. I've been using these pipettes, and I'm used to doing, with enamel paint, a 50-50 ratio with thinner. But I think because of the pipettes, compared to the syringes that I was using previously, I'm finding that the pipettes kind of hold on to some of the paint. Whereas using on the thinner, I'm able to dispense, 100% of it. And with that in mind, I think I'm therefore kind of over thinning the enamel paints. And perhaps the other paints as well. So I run out of paint pretty quick, and then I went with more of a probably 2-to-1 ratio to finish it off, and yeah, it did look good. But anyway, we've got the matte black here for the interior. So as you can see, just one of the seats getting a covering. And then to show you the interior. So it did clean up pretty nice. There was some overpaint from a previous, little boy or girl, however many years ago, decided to try and paint this themselves. But yeah, we're going to be painting this in a matte black, and yeah, give it a little drop there, but thankfully no damage. I considered using the Vallejo paints for this, but I don't know whether it would kind of give the same finish that I was after. But anyway, there was a few little fiddly bits after this, and I thought I'll just hold off and concentrate on doing them. So yeah, you got the back end there with the silver painted badge and rear bumper. The grille, which houses the headlights and side lights. We've got this steering wheel now back into place, nicely polished up and straightened. The interior, of course, nice and dry, looking good. That polished base, really happy with that. And just before I show you the wheels, I painted in the tail lights. But yeah, change of wheels on this one. The size chose the wheels mainly because as I was restoring the original ones, I managed to melt them on the heater. So yeah, we kind of, stuck with these ones. But yeah, look at this. Doesn't this look beautiful? Really happy with that. But anyway, I'm going to put it all together. And there's a little reminder of what you look like. And this is the result. So yeah, first off, these wheels are perhaps a little bit too big, but they were the best option. But yeah, some details around the front there. Coming around the side, lovely and shiny. I quite like the shiny base there. Put a little bit of chrome on the door handle. The window section there, so like I say, you can't see any overpaint that was on there still. Around the back, looking mean, looking clean. I imagine this one to be a sub 10-second car down the quarter mile. Beautiful Mustang Mach 1. Remember, with 2,000 likes, it could be yours. But anyway, I just want to take this opportunity to thank my amazing patrons. And thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you like this one. And, I'm just going to crack on with the next one now. See you soon.